Bayless says a lot of shit that makes sense to the casual basketball
All right,
fan,
today I was
doesn't
not
make
hating
sense
on
when you do
LeBron.
enough research.
I was not hating on LeBron.
We're not
like that.
and
It was
nobody
just his
said
hair.
anything
It
about
was just
LeBron.
his hairline.
No,
That's it.
cuz nobody said anything about LeBron though. That's what I'm saying.
I know that's what you're thinking.
That's Tony Bayless. That's Tony Bayless. Because you brought up LeBron in the conversation that had nothing to do with that man.
Hold on.
Go ahead, drink your water, get your tea. Go ahead.
Hold on. I need something.
Man, he does exactly what Skip Bayless does, bro.
No, I don't. No.
That's what you just did.
No.
Yeah, that's what you just did because nobody was talking about LeBron and you brought him into the conversation.
I know that's what you were thinking because we had that conversation today.
It's not what I'm thinking. It doesn't matter if I was thinking it. It's what just happened right now.
It's all right. All right. So what are we going to go
over? Come on, son. Come on.
Let's go over the fights. Where's Drew?
He disappeared. He's ghost hunting.
He's ghost hunting.
Yeah, he's ghost hunting. I want to be the very best that no one ever was. Doom, 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 doom. To catch them is my real test. I don't know the words. Bloom, 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 bloom.
Oh,
I got a cup with
tea.
a certain drink.
It's coffee.
It's coffee. Why are you drinking coffee at 11:30?
I might study. That's why.
Oh, okay.
What happened here? There's some thick fingers, bro. Like.
No, I just wanted to showcase that as a black man in our community, it's okay to get a manicure. It's all right.
Manis and petties, buddy. Lord knows I need
it. When you massaging your woman, it's okay to have clean fingers. And you can conversate and twist and turn however you want to take that, but it's okay to have clean fingers when you massage
Look
your
at
woman.
Drew.
And your chicken and your beef and your pork. You feel what I'm saying? It's okay. You respect that.
That was.
Just wanted to put that out there.
To Dion.
Let's talk about the fights.
There you go.
Let's talk about Sean O'Malley and that kid who is taking every single punch to the face.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I do like Sean O'Malley's style, though. I do like his style.
He was just a whole class. He was a class above that dude. Second,
but even when
hold on. That dude took that fight on 11 days' notice too.
Yeah, because he wanted to finally get in the UFC.
I'm just saying. No, I'm not. I mean, kudos to him. Yeah, absolutely. Kudos to him. But at the same time, it was a dude who was clearly in the UFC and a dude who wasn't.
And let's say this. That was a win-win for him because not only was that your UFC debut, in your debut, you're on the main card. That's kind of interesting.
I mean, yeah.
If you think,
go ahead.
I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of like that one dude who was in the G League for like 10 years and got that one game with the Lakers. You can't really go wrong. Like if you lose or you win, like it's a win regardless. Because for one, you've never been on that stage, so if you do get to beat up the best dude, even a dude that's like in the fucking G League or like the lower level of the high, like the UFC, it's still a win because I've never got to be on this stage before.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just from a viewer standpoint, it was just like, I feel like because they were mad. That's right. Because Big Herb stopped that fight early.
Well, they should have.
No, but here's the thing. Old boy swears that he can still keep going, which I think that's debatable. But
he landed.
My thing is, I'm not going to argue against Herb because he's been in like countless amount of fights. You know what I'm saying?
Shit ton. Yeah.
I think theoretically, I feel like Dana told Herb, "Hey,
that's it.
After the first round, stop it when you can, because I'm tired of looking at it. And if I'm tired of looking at it, viewers are. I know I didn't like looking at it. I respect the dude. 11 days notice, and you still kept moving forward and pressuring him throughout the entire fight. Kudos to him, for sure. With no camp doing that to that dude, but at the same time, it's like
you gotta put up some defense.
Exactly.
Sean O'Malley
he
had an
moved
80% of his strikes were landed, and he threw over 25 strikes or
I know after the
250
second
strikes.
round, he was 60 for 69 in strikes after the second round. Bro, I kid you not.
Bro,
he was tagging him. Yes, literally like that. Just like that.
That's crazy.
Just like that. 60 for 69.
I got a bigger question. Because we got to also talk about the McGregor fight. But do you feel like the UFC, as far as like Dana White is concerned, since he basically oversees everything, do you feel like he has the most control out of all other sports?
Yeah.
Easily.
Because I think out of all sports, I feel like UFC is like the youngest. I wouldn't say, I'm just based off of just thought. An estimate. I feel like it's the youngest, but he's the only other owner I see with the biggest stars. Like you literally see Dana White hanging out with Conor McGregor, in his early days before his most recent loss, or chilling with BJ Penn, or hanging out with George St. Pierre, like weird. Like you never see Adam Silver just on a yacht smoking cigars with CP3 and Carmelo. Like it doesn't happen. But at the same time, I feel like it's more so because the NBA has more stars than the UFC. Like there's always one golden child in the UFC. And it happens a lot faster in the UFC than it does in any other sport.
I agree with a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like there's also that line between players and owners and GMs. Like, I mean, you would never see Adam Silver, like even what's the other one? Mark what's the first owner?
Mark Cuban?
Mark who?
No, David Stern.
David Stern. You would never see him. I mean, granted, he's like okay, think about like Jordan and David Stern. Like it was like the comparison of like a dude who's older than his father and somebody our age, like Jordan was 30. Like it's a generation gap too. I think that's a part of it. You're never gonna get a young commissioner. It's like somebody younger than Adam Silver. Like,
And David Stern trained Adam Silver how he was trained to expand the game, not to be in there's just that player relationship, not buddy shit. Like that's another thing. And I think that
it really depends on who you ask though. It really depends on who you ask though, because you got to look at how the NBA was, because I can tell you right now, I feel like personally, whatever team is winning at the moment, whatever big market team, they find a way to get a star player, whether it's win, lose, or draw.
I'm not talking about just NBA. I'm talking about the expansion of the whole world for basketball. Like,
well, yeah. I mean, that's
what I'm saying. Where UFC,
that still applies.
It's their game has to be worldwide. You got Brazil, you got Mexico, you got the United States. Like all these fighters are coming over, so they have to fight them. But
a few countries versus 22 to 25 teams is a lot of it's a whole different aspect.
I will say this though. Dana White is like Jerry Jones. That's the way I look at this.
I can respect
Dana White
that a lot.
Is most of the time he's doing what he's supposed to do, right? But this McGregor and Poirier fight shouldn't have even happened yet. Poirier should have fought the champion already. I forgot his name. Once he beat McGregor, what was it, 3-4 months ago? That fight should have already happened. But because it's McGregor, we're going to give McGregor another shot.
And you know
that's
what?
The problem. He's in too much. His hands are in too much, just like how Jerry Jones is. And that's why Dallas never wins.
I'm gonna jump on two of those because we were talking about how you compare Dana White to Jerry Jones. And one huge example I have of that is when the sponsorship thing, when he took all that away, because I guess he got to deal with what Reebok and Modelo, I think it was. And now it looks like they got a deal with crypto because those are the only 3 ads you see on the octagon, on the athlete shirts or their shorts. Those are the only 3 you'll see. And then, what did you just say? What was it? We said the Dana White and then
Jerry Jones.
Yeah, Jerry Jones. That was my comparison to Jerry Jones. What was the other thing you were talking about?
Just how they both most of the time are trying to do the right thing, but their hands are in too much. And that's why they never fully push forward for Dallas Cowboys. But that's why like Poirier and McGregor, the 3rd fight shouldn't have happened right after.
And that was the other thing.
Because he should have fought the champion already. Poirier was #1 contender.
And I'm going to piggyback off that because when we were watching it and we were finished, I said, does the UFC need McGregor to be successful? And the guys in the room was like, no. And I'm just like, why are we sitting here looking at this? I'm not going to call him a has-been. At this point, I think he is a has-been.
He still can fight, but not at the top. He's not the top fighter.
Then he
listen.
Not in that category anymore.
Mm-mm.
He's from 8 to 15. That's where he's at right now.
That's mediocre, bro.
When it comes to the UFC,
he can still fight though.
When it comes to
just not at that level.
When it comes to the UFC, I feel like the UFC and the NBA are a lot alike, in the sense of there's nobody to take the helm after there's a face of the NBA. There's no face of the UFC right. For a minute, I want to say a good 2 to 4 years, it was Conor McGregor. Before that, it was Nate Diaz. Before Nate Diaz, it was Anderson Silva. Before him, it was Brock Lesnar for like a year.
You're missing a big game in there, brother.
He's getting to him.
Let me know. I don't watch UFC like that. I'm just going based off of George St. Pierre. I know he was popular for a while. BJ Penn. Like, if you just keep going down the list, there's a certain level of, there's a star every 3 to 4 years. And it's like with basketball, there's a star for every, one, I want to say 1 to 4. There's just the one guy that's dominating. You know what I'm saying? LeBron is probably the one that's had the longest stretch out of any NBA star other than Michael Jordan. You see what I'm saying? So with the UFC, it's just like, if we got the underdog beating our moneymaker, is that really worth it? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's basically what it is it's a timeline. It's time for Conor McGregor to lose. Well, he's done everything he's done. He's beat everybody. Hold on, let me finish. Wait, let me finish. Conor McGregor has done what he's done. He's checked off every box in UFC. He's fought Floyd Mayweather. At this point, he deserves to lose. As crazy as it sounds, it's time for him to lose because you have to stop what you're doing to create a new face. And that's how business works. It's not just about UFC, it's about a business. That's all I'm saying.
And that segue into the question, does the UFC really need Conor McGregor to be successful? At the end, because it was right after that fight, I was like, why are we? And I never had confidence that he would win. He lost his last one. Somebody at the gym today at my job was like, the post fight conference, dude was like, the last time you won a fight was when Obama was in office. I was like, truth hurts, bro. It's time to hang it up. And you just broke your ankle? I don't care whose wife was in your
I don't think it was the ankle. It was above the ankle.
Man, I don't give a dang. It could be his pinky toe. It's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap.
A loss is a loss, bro. I don't care. If you lose by 3, you lost.
Championship,
it doesn't matter.
But you can still fight. Like,
man, I'm not paying to see that man fight another thing, man.
You don't have to. His fan base will pay for it no matter what. We all knew Poirier was going to win that fight. Everybody.
It's not about if we knew he. It's not about we knew he would win the name.
He sells.
The gimmick at this
point. Check it. I'm gonna put it to you like this: if I trained for 2 years in UFC and I just managed to get a fight with Conor McGregor, and Conor McGregor is on his last leg, but Conor McGregor is the one drawing in names and everybody's paying money to see, and I beat his ass bad, I'm officially the new guy. No matter how I won, I'm officially the new guy. If I beat his ass in a timely fashion, I'm more the new guy with a little bit of oomph to him. But it's just what it is. They did the same thing with Tyson Fury when he fought Deontay Wilder. He was the man for the first couple fights. Then he got his ass whooped. Now what it is, it's the revenge game. I'm about to bounce back and I'm about to whoop your ass. That's the whole purpose of fighting. That's how it's always been. Whoop my ass, I whoop your ass. Okay, I'm the guy on top. I get my ass whooped by the underdog. Name one fighter that never went through that. Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson with Buster Douglas, Tommy Hitman Hearn. Every fighter's been through it. It happens. It is what it
What's
is.
his name? What's his name? He's coming back and he went to heavyweight.
Lewis got beat.
By who? Oh,
Didn't he
Klitschko.
fight
Never mind. Klitschko. I'm sorry. Klitschko. Yep.
He
What's his name?
fought Sugar
Drew.
Ray too, didn't he?
Drew. What's his name?
No. Lennox Lewis. That's a heavyweight.
Okay, I'm thinking of Sugar. Okay, yeah. I got my fighters mixed up because Lennox Lewis was my favorite on Fight Night. That's
No, what's his name? Who technically has not lost a fight in the UFC. What's his name? He just went up to heavyweight. Fuck.
Oh,
Blanking him.
no. I know you're talking about not John Jones.
John Jones.
Oh,
no, technically he got disqualified from a fight.
yeah. You can't do. Yeah.
You can't use that. When
What the fuck?
Dana White said no, the judge was wrong, and they are.
If you doing,
they're trying to
if
reverse
you doing
that.
cocaine before a fight, that's the cheat code, bro.
What?
You have crackhead strength.
He was,
bro. Like,
bro. You snorting powder, bro.
Get out of here.
So you saying
you want a crackhead?
Oh my God.
Okay,
so,
then.
Tony, I got a question for you.
I got the answer.
You gonna fight a motherfucker in shape off powder?
I'll try.
Get out of here.
No.
A national champion.
Shit, man.
A national
I'm not fighting nobody that's
wrestler
high on powder.
at 6'5" with a 7'4" wingspan. Get out of here.
I'm not fighting. No, you basically fighting KD if he was with an extra 100 pounds.
Yup.
He left for how long?
I'm not fighting.
Always been fighting at heavyweight.
I'm not
fighting nobody on powder.
Or heavyweights. Sparhart.
I'm not fighting nobody on powder. You're not gonna fight nobody on powder.
He's not on powder anymore.
He was on powder. That's why he tested dirty. What the fuck?
Hey, I got an informant that can confirm that if he's on powder or not. Hey, Tony, you know this informant too. So we went to high school with her.
Don't say no names.
I ain't gonna say no. We don't do that. We don't do that. I ain't gonna say no names.
Text me.
Okay.
Text me the name.
Oh man, John Jones Bones was on powder, man. That motherfucker. I'm not trusting nobody that come in the ring like this. I don't trust nobody that do that. That means you got more than muscles on your side. That is a drug addict.
I'm just saying. Let me see.
John Jones cocaine.
Okay.
You know what? They need to call that motherfucker John James Brown.
Stop it. Oh man.
All right. So let's move on to seeing Hardy getting knocked the hell out.
Boy.
I didn't watch that. I didn't see that one.
Sleep, bro.
I didn't see that one.
Bro.
Because usually I catch what y'all share on Facebook. So I was assuming Drew or Diesel was going to share the what's the name, so I didn't get to see it.
Well, they shut that down.
And they pop up on Instagram, so I was just like.
Yeah, so Hardy, who used to be an NFL player, went UFC. And he's always be talking to big motherfucker, anger problems, hits women and shit. Like,
no, he was dropping them. He was dropping them in the ring.
Oh yeah,
women. He was beating.
Bro, he was dropping them. I was like, yo, he might win a championship.
You didn't specify. I'm like, he was knocking out the BZs.
No, but he was winning, and then he went too hard and got clocked, and he went to sleep.
Yeah, bro.
Well, if you hit women, you eventually gonna get knocked out anyway.
Yeah.
Who is this dude that knocked him out? Is he Puerto Rican?
Nah, he's Australian.
Oh.
And
That's
he
okay.
for
That's
some
It's not really a win for us.
so like he drinks beer out of people's shoes.
It look. Oh, I see. Ew, why is he doing that? Oh, he sure.
Something is wrong with America, bro.
But no, it was
He's
We
from
just be giving
Australia, bro.
anybody
He's an
citizenship.
Aussie.
the hands that he threw with him. Oh my gosh, he pieced him up real quick. I was like, oh Lord. And here's the thing. This is the thing. Let me put in perspective. Because when I was watching it, we was watching it on a
Live?
particular site. I'm just gonna say that. And then we couldn't get it to work and whatnot. And so we was looking at, the little bootleg YouTube thing with the watermark on the front and it said UFC something. So we're looking at the fight in the background. I was like, oh, they out there getting it. And we see a pop pop and then Hardy drops. It was like, oh, and we scream and whatnot. It was yo. I didn't even see it on a clear picture. And it was still like, oh my God, he slept that dude. That was the first time Hardy ever slept.
And then when at the end where they raised their hand, he couldn't even open his eye. One of his eyes was like completely shut. But yeah, that shit was funny.
Yeah.
Karma's a bitch. But let's go to Poirier and McGregor fight. Actually, no, Burns and Thompson.
Who's that? That was the dude in the yellow shorts who was wrestling
He
versus
was the Brazilian versus
the white
Thompson.
guy.
Yeah. Very boring fight.
I thought it was. I mean, it was for the
But it's because Thompson is such a different type of fighter. It's hard to figure him out. But Burns just wrestled him, and that was it.
Yeah, but Burns.
I mean, it depends on what their fighting style is initially, because you got wrestlers, you got jiu-jitsu, it just really depends on your natural fighting style, what you usually go to. So sometimes it can throw the fight off. It's like when I used to play when UFC first came out, when they had the whole shit where you could, create your character, I would always pick boxing for my upper body. And every time I would run into a wrestler, I'm trying to knock him the fuck out. And he just keeps taking me to the ground. And my ground, ain't up to par. So I keep losing by submission. Yeah, so you see what I'm saying? So it's like, it depends on your fighting style going into the fight. Everybody there, I don't think there's really a such thing as an all-around UFC fighter, because you have to have a strong suit somewhere.
I beg to differ, but I will say those who are good at all around are typically cream of the crops.
Yeah.
It's hard to find.
It's true. That's
true. Because my favorite UFC fighter was always Georges St. Pierre.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always respected his fighting style, because he could tease with you for a little bit upper hand, but once he gets you to that ground, you might as well consider it over.
Yeah.
Because it's like, once he gets you in that,
yeah,
he hits that double time and it's over. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Him, like Frank, Frank Mir and Mirko Krokop. Those are like my three favorites. So when I see those, and Anderson Silva, obviously, because he's black, but when you see those guys, like when they, like the way they approach the game, it's like, I know my strong suit, but let me figure out what your weakness is first before I even like double up on that. It's like break you down and try to attack you with my strong suit. Like everybody's approach to the game is different.
Yeah.
Was because Thompson, he was more like a karate guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's an Olympian karate, like kickboxer and all that.
Yeah.
But
you talking about Mir or Krokop?
Thompson.
The Thompson, the dude's in the matchup.
Oh.
Yeah.
But he's also a good boxer too.
So
like,
striking
is pretty high. But he what do you call that? He can do both sides, so he switches a lot.
I saw that. I noticed that.
But that's another thing where he had to, so at the end of the day, Burns said, I just have to get on him, because once he's on the ground, it's over.
Yeah. Burns had problems connecting with him, looked like earlier.
Just the whole movement. There's no one compare. When you go to a training camp, you want to spar with someone who's similar, and no one really is similar to Thompson's style. That's
would you say, because I think this is my homeboy boxes, and he told me that stiffness is a big thing. Because a lot of people think you're supposed to punch with your hands and you're supposed to punch with your core. So a lot of people, when they, you know what I'm saying, like it's not a fluid movement. You're so stiff, you don't, it's like you're not punching with a sensitive. It's almost like Ultra Instinct from Dragon Ball Z. Like you're thinking with your body versus letting your body think with you. Like it's like there has to be a dichotomy there. So it's a little bit different. And it sounds like to me his sparring partner is probably just not up to par with him.
Well, the thing is, don't they? I don't know. I know with boxing, but will you say do they pay for sparring partners like to fly him out and whatnot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then he's picking like a certain dude. You know, it's like okay, this is kind of similar to who I'm gonna fight. Let me pay you $100 grand to come out here to Reno or Phoenix and fight
Wherever they're at. I think
Yeah.
his is in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro or something
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, that was an interesting one. But let's go to the main event. Well, because that was the co-main event. The
That was
co-main.
co-main.
But McGregor and Poirier should even be it. Why are we even talking about this? That's
See?
how I feel
See?
about
I
it.
mean,
That's the UFC.
we kind of already addressed it.
Yeah, we did. My thing is the problem I have with this fight, specific this fight, none of the other main cards that were on this card. It was like Poirier won 3 months ago, 4 months ago, whatever it was. Why is he fighting McGregor again when once he won, he became the number one, right, contender? Why didn't he fight for the belt for this event, right? I guess I forgot his name, but he's a Brazil dude who has the belt. So now they're saying, oh, now there might be a fourth one. McGregor and Poirier. Like, what? That tells me, going back to what we were talking about, does McGregor need, or does the UFC need McGregor? And now Dana White saying there's possibly going to be a fourth one.
He better not.
That is a yes to that question if a fourth one happens.
No, I don't think they need him. No one's going to pay to.
I don't think they need him, but I think Dana White thinks they do. Or it's an excuse to get McGregor another fight because every time there's a McGregor fight, it gets sold out pay-per-views because of the fan base.
And like I said, it's sometimes it's not about who's the better fighter. It's about politics. It happens in music. It happens in sports. It happens in the food industry. It happens in the real estate industry. It doesn't matter.
Every
what's
industry.
Making money is what's gonna get. It doesn't matter any industry you pick. There's a reason why something is getting pushed.
Yeah. I tell you what.
It's because it makes money.
Yeah.
It's because it makes money. That's what it boils down to, bro. There's a dark side to every fucking industry that exists in this world.
Yep.
That's a whole nother conversation we can have on a whole later date, but it definitely exists, bro.
Yeah.
For surely, I can guarantee you right now that Dana White, when that boy got his ass whooped, Conor McGregor, when he got his ass whooped, he texted him and told him, look, you got another fight in 3 months. Get ready. You finna sell out again. You finna make some more money. Your old boy, he's finna whoop your ass. If you don't throw the fight, kiss whatever pot you finna get goodbye. That's how it goes. UFC fighters don't get paid that much, bro.
McGregor.
There's a reason why Conor McGregor is the richest UFC fighter right now.
Ever, probably.
Not
Because of the
27 million to
fight.
fight Floyd. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. What is it? 27 million and Floyd got 100.
No, I think what is it? 80 million?
Yeah.
I think yeah.
He touched 27 million for a UFC fighter is crazy.
It's nuts.
Bro, Royce Gracie doesn't even have that. Think about that. The family.
That's what
don't
John Jones
is
complaining about. Like, hey, all these other fighters aren't getting paid. He's not talking about himself.
Okay, but
he's talking about
John Jones is complaining from a situation of I'm better than you in every shape, way, form, and fashion versus I'm not the spotlight. It's two different arguments. Conor McGregor is the face of UFC right now. John Jones Bones is the soul and the heart of UFC right now. Two different conversations.
I like that.
I know right now I
like that analogy.
if I put John Jones Bones in the ring with any heavyweight right now, 90% of the vote is going to go towards John Jones Bones. If I want to sell out a show, I'm for surely picking Conor McGregor. And that's just the facts of it.
Your wife was in my DMs. This is not over.
That shit was funny. No.
Oh man.
All right, let's move on.